Welcome everybody to a very special breaking episode of the China Show. We are here reporting about a spate of very unfortunate events that have been happening around China these past few weeks. And in fact, it's been an ongoing thing for months now. But it just hasn't been receiving any attention. Something happened yesterday again, and we decided this is absolutely important and we have to talk about it.
Hold on, I just want to say something. It's one of those things that has been happening nonstop since the economic downturn.
Yeah.
And societal pressure has been building up, and it's one of those things that we have been appalled and shocked that there is almost no news about it, not only in China but anywhere
in the world.
And it's insane. It's absolutely crazy.
We're going to get right down to the root of this. We do have some of the normal China Show stuff for you after this breaking segment.
Normal show.
So we've got funny stuff, so we'll lighten the mood afterwards. This is very serious, though. We'd like to pre-warn some of you, although we don't show anything graphic. I've censored everything. It is still very sensitive stuff we talk about, and might be upsetting to some people.
Yes, but it's YouTube. We've gone very carefully through. Everything is within TOS. There is no age restriction material. Everything will be above board. So YouTube, stop.
So here we decided it would be better to have a visual representation of what's going on here. We have a map of China. I'm actually going to get us out of here. And this first incident we're going to tell you, or show you, is very telling, and it explains exactly what's going on. So here in Qingdao, we have an incident. Now, in this particular incident, nobody was killed. Okay? But this shows you exactly what's going on. We have a cement truck driver, you know, one of those big cement trucks?
Yeah.
You know?
Those mixer things?
Yeah, cement mixer. And he's filmed himself. I'll show you right now. Filmed himself. Let's see what he had to say.
36啊！我这一前屋里36，妈了个逼！共产党不让我活了，我杀人！妈了个逼！我操你娘！谁不服？谁不服？谁倒霉活该！妈了个逼！啊！谁不服我一杀他杀人！妈了个逼！我操你娘！共产党不让我活了，今晚我在家里派出所。
He is speaking with a very heavy accent, but we can pick up the words, and we did confirm with some of our Chinese friends to make sure what he was saying. And he is saying, the Communist Party won't let me live, so I'm going to kill people. That's what he said. And he went on a rampage. Now, it's very important to pay attention. He didn't kill anyone, thankfully, but it was just luck, because he rammed into several cars. He rammed into a bus.
带回家了啊！带回家了以后，让我滚蛋！我一杀人！妈了个逼！我操你娘！共产党不让我活了，我一杀人！你妈了个逼！滚！你妈了个逼！我操你娘！不服你是谁？
So I just want to pause it right here. He took his fully laden cement mixer truck, smashed through cars, hit buses, hit all sorts of things, and then drove specifically to a shopping mall and tried to drive onto the pavement where all the people are. And you can see him doing it here. This is the shopping mall. He destroyed a bunch of e-bikes and motorbikes and stuff that were parked there, and cars, but the bollards actually stopped him. If his vehicle hadn't physically stopped, he would have run over lots of people. Right? But this shows you what's going on in China. This is called revenge against society. And this is what happens when people reach their wits' end. In China, there's just this phenomenon. You reach your wits' end. You have no out. Something terrible's happened to you. You've lost all your money. You just cannot live. Something awful's happened in your life. The only way people seem to take out their frustrations is by attacking society. In other words, just going on like mass killing sprees.
There's no protest. There's no freedom of speech. There's no legal outlet. You can't even air your displeasure with the government or whatever happened to you. You can't do anything.
No.
So this stuff builds up. There's also no psychological help centers.
Exactly. Just wanted to... We'll play in the
人民路约
background.
会发生重大交通事故，一辆自卸车、水泥搅拌车报复性报复社会。 连撞逆行50多辆车，车友会
He said it's hit more than 50 vehicles.
车辆。
So as you can see, the bollards, you see all the people ambling around and riding past and stuff. Because of the bollards, you can see them over there, and whatever vehicles that stopped his car, actually stopped him from doing any damage. We've got the police report coming up in a minute. But we just wanted to get back to the actual... let me kill them. We just wanted to get back to the actual cause of this again. As you were saying, there are no proper mental health facilities in China. You know, there just isn't anything to really help these people. And it's seen as a weakness.
Yeah, that's the word.
And this is the biggest problem. So what happens when people snap? They have no outlet. And, you know, sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I personally get a little bit annoyed by protesters who go out and make a big scene of things and have to wave their flags and stand in the traffic or whatever they do. But at the end of the day, that's a healthy outlet for all that rage and, you know, perceived, I don't know what you would call it, injustice that they face. It's a good thing you can do that. In China, you can't do that. You have to sit there, smolder, and when things just blow up, there's no real outlet. Not making excuses for mass murders, by the way. That's just what happens in China. So we've been seeing this happening, well, almost every day across China, there's been some or other incident that's similar to this. Something where somebody snaps and goes on a stabbing spree, drives into people, things like that. So we just wanted to point out, because again, it happened yesterday, we just wanted to point out a little bit of a timeline, just a couple of incidents that have happened in this past month.
You mean like 10?
Yeah.
A couple is two, remember?
Sorry, yeah, a few. What would you say? A handful.
Many.
Okay, many. Yes, it has.
There's been dozens.
Yeah.
Right, but we're going to show you maybe 10.
Yes. And again, daily I see reports of these things happening in China. People send me the videos. They tell me about it.
Just to preface this too, is that I want you to know, like in America or in most developed countries, you can see a crime map. You can see where things happen. There are news reports. It makes headlines. It's available to know, right? Yeah. In China, it's not. It's just not.
No,
right. In fact, they remove all this information.
That's another important part about this initial incident that we're showing you here. This cement mixer incident is that people, when they shared these videos online, their videos were deleted. When they tried to discuss this incident online, it was deleted. So it just goes to show, if you were to see something as big as this, like a cement truck drove into crowds in any big city, at a mall, and you try to talk about that, there's a guy, they actually caught him, by the way, and took him away. But here's the thing. If you were to see this and you posted about it online on your social media and your media post just got deleted.
In the main city, by the way.
Yeah, here's proof of the posts being deleted and people not being able to comment. Imagine you tried to do that. That's what happens in China. And that way they stop the spread of this news. People don't know about it because it's all deleted and censored. And that's what happens with everything. When the official police reports are released on these incidents, they always downplay it. You know?
Yes.
For instance, here they're like, he was drinking alcohol. He likes to, he drinks alcohol and that's it. That's why he was drunk. Not anything else. Not the fact that he's shouting on his own recording, the Communist Party won't let me live. I'm going to kill people. No, they're like, a drunk driver just, had a little drunk driving incident.
They have to excuse it away.
Yeah.
Because the party is not at fault for anybody's discontent.
So let's take a look what's happening next. We actually wanted to flashback to Shanghai on the 30th of September, so a month ago. A bit more than a month ago. Because this was a massive incident and it seemed to have sparked off a lot of other incidents.
Yeah.
And
a lot followed.
We did report on this, but a Chinese man went on a stabbing spree in Walmart in Shanghai. Remember, Shanghai is the most sophisticated city in China. He stabbed 18 people, including children, and he killed 3 people and injured 15. Of course, we're not going to show you any of the stabbing. We're not going to show you any of the horrific scenes. Very disturbing stuff. But again, this is a public attack. You can actually see the freeze frame. He's got 2 knives in his hands there, and he went and he did a lot of damage. But again, what was their explanation for this? They said he came to Shanghai to vent his anger due to a personal economic dispute. and committed the above-mentioned acts. Personal dispute, again. So he had a financial problem. What did he do? He went to Shanghai to a Walmart where he could just target random people and attack them. This is different from having like if you had a personal dispute with a business partner and maybe something happened and you had an altercation, or you know, I don't know, something happened between the two of you. That's a bit more understandable. But in China, unfortunately, society has shaped this phenomenon where people, when they have a dispute and they can't resolve it, they rather just go out and attack the public, you know? And this is just something that's horrible, because you could be out in public, your family could be out in public and just become a random statistic. You know what I mean? That's different to, you know, everywhere else as far as I know. You know, let's see what's next. Okay, now, Hebei and Shijiazhuang. Here we just had a taxi driver go on a stabbing spree. And again, we don't want to get into the nasty details of these events, but it's just, we have to show you that these things are happening all over the country. What happened next? These are chronological, by the way. So this will be on October 11th in Quanzhou in Fujian. A Chinese man stabbed 4 people, killing 2 and injuring 2. Here we have, what's blurred out there is they're actually subduing the attacker. So, you know, there's nothing really bad happening. They're just subduing him after he's done his dirty deed. Let's move on to our next one. This time in Fujian, in Zhangzhou, Chinese man deliberately rammed into a middle school as parents were picking up their children, seriously injuring the students, and his car then burst into flames. Now, this is particularly heinous, and something that we've seen a lot is the attacks against children, and schools in particular. And this is something that's been going on since the early 2000s, I'd say. I remember around about 2012, was it, when there was a huge spate of kindergarten stabbings and so on, right? So here, while the parents were picking up their children, very crowded, this guy drove his car pretty much straight through all of them, injuring a whole whack of people, and his car caught on fire. He didn't survive. But the police report says a small motor vehicle crashed and started a fire. And says 3 people were hospitalized and their lives were not in danger. This is a bad translation. The driver was killed, and the cause of the accident is currently under investigation. Again, it's kind of very clinical, very downplayed, but it is a revenge against society attack. So that was the 17th of October. Next. Now we're in Ningbo in Zhejiang. A 50-year-old Chinese man brutally stabbed a mother and her child on the way to school, and their condition is unknown. Again, this is just one of those horrible situations where a random attack happens against a child and their mother by a middle-aged man, and it's random. There's no connection. There was no family connection. There was zero connection between the attacker and the victims. All right, and here they say the 2 injured people were sent to the hospital for treatment, and I certainly hope they survive. But there's no update on this, of course, because once the initial police reports are put out, that's about all you ever hear, you know. So that was the 22nd of October, 2024. Let's move on as we get closer. Where to next? Nantong in Jiangsu. Okay, a Chinese man deliberately drove his Xiaomi EV into a motorcycle shop, destroying multiple bikes, and then he stabbed somebody who sadly didn't survive. We will not show any footage of the stabbing, but this is prior to the stabbing. This guy obviously just lost it and drove into the motorcycle shop. Maybe he had a dispute with the people who worked there, who knows? But he just went on a rampage, smashing into things, and when he did get out of the car, he stabbed someone. So, another horrific incident. And these are all happening day after day. As you can see, the dates are in every one of these things we talked about. There's a date attached to it. You can see. Some of them happen on the same day. Some of them happen the next day. But it's almost impossible to go a day without one of these incidents happening in China at the moment.
And it's hard for people to get this information out, so you can imagine how many are actually happening.
Absolutely.
You know.
Also, it's not widely reported. I'm pretty sure if something like that happened, anywhere else, it would make front page news. Mm-hmm. It would make international news if something like that happened in Los Angeles or something.
Yeah.
Again, they just say, unfortunately, the man who was stabbed did not survive. But there's the police report for you if you'd like to read it. Let's see where the next incident takes place. October 24th, in Jingdezhen, in Jiangxi, a Chinese man deliberately drove over students outside of the Jingdezhen University. Again, targeting students. He drove through a crowd of them. Of course, we cannot show you any of this because it's horrific. But we know some facts about Jingdezhen, don't we?
Yes, it's a ceramic capital of China. Porcelain.
It's actually kind of a fascinating place.
Yeah, they make military helicopters there for the PLA. It sounded like a really tiny place in the middle of nowhere, but it actually has some significance.
Yeah, it also, doesn't it have a bunch of 5A tourist spots?
Yeah, a bunch of tourist sites. You can get to like Lushan from there and all that kind of stuff. But yeah,
it's quite a place.
Yeah.
But again, unfortunately, students being targeted seems to be quite the running theme.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens next. This time in Beijing, middle-aged Chinese man stabbed 3 school children. Again, randomly, just outside of a school. Of course,
there's a lot happening all at once.
Yeah, and again, the dates. Sorry, let me get back to the date. I forgot to read it. I probably should read the dates. Yeah, sorry, October 28th. So this is Beijing, the capital. Even the capital is not exempt from this kind of thing, because you would think, okay, Beijing, there's a big military presence, it is the seat of the government. You'd expect that these kind of incidents don't happen that often, but they happen in Beijing too. It's around the entire country.
Beijing's seen a spate of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Explosions and stabbings.
Yeah.
And
so again, 3 school children just randomly stabbed by a middle-aged guy. It always seems to be that. It's awful. It has to be talked about because it's the only way this will ever stop is if people talk about this. It is a phenomenon that's uniquely from mainland China. It really is. This idea of middle-aged men attacking young children doesn't happen anywhere else in the world. Not in this frequency, anyway.
it's a combination of revenge on society and also copycat attacks.
Yeah.
You hear about it and then it's replicated, It's kind of like the school shooting thing in America. Huge epidemic of school shootings in the U.S. that you don't see in other countries.
Correct.
It's very unique to America, just like a lot of this stuff is unique to China.
Correct, yes. That's a good analogy. Okay, also in Beijing, staying in Beijing, on the same day, October 28th, an adult art student stabbed a female classmate in a Beijing art studio.
It's the kind of stuff you didn't really hear about back in the day.
No.
Seems like a massive uptick.
Yeah, absolutely. One stabbing incident in a day, but like 2, it's a bit much. She's fine, though. She survived, but, it was close there. All right, where are we moving to next? Nanchang in Jiangxi. A Chinese man stabbed and killed a woman at the Nanchang Institute of Science and Technology.
Oh, the Jiangxis.
Yeah, it seems to be quite common. Of course, we can't show you any of this. It's very disturbing. I did have to watch all these videos. I tell you what, it's not good for your mental health to go through this stuff. But I can confirm that all of these are real. And we're not showing you the footage because that's not what we do here.
No.
Right? What's next? Next, we have Shenyang in Liaoning. A car intentionally rammed into a famous morning market, injuring scores of people. More than a dozen were injured, and other casualties are unknown.
This is something we've seen a lot of recently too, is this idea that you get into a car and just drive into people. And that's not something I had seen previously in China. I mean, there's a ton of road fatalities and accidents all the time. It's a horribly dangerous place to drive / to be a pedestrian. But this intentional like vehicular homicide stuff is like definitely copycat attacks right now in China.
Yeah, so that was November 4th, just a couple days ago. And this particular market is famous because of Wang Hong. Can you explain what a Wang Hong is?
It's just an internet celebrity.
Yeah, so it's internet famous. People go to this morning market and like, oh, I'm buying my first vegetables or whatever. So it's a famous market. So of course that would be a target.
Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
they want to inflict as much damage as possible. When people snap like this, they just, that's what they want to do. So, you can imagine this incredibly crowded market and someone just rides right through it.
For sure.
Again, why is this not headline news around the world? Because this is a big event.
The thing is that the issue that I have with this stuff is that, I mean, I saw in the chat as well, there are crazy things that happen everywhere in every country every day, right?
Yeah.
But all those things are documented, right?
Yeah.
Those things are huge news. You turn on BBC, if you turned on BBC and somebody had driven a car and killed a bunch of students in a school, then that would be news, right?
And you're saying crazy things happen all over the world. You're saying that because you know about them.
Yeah, correct.
That's the only reason why you're saying that.
The reason this is unique is that you don't know about it.
No,
right?
you don't.
This isn't being reported. It's not being put out there. That's unfair. Why is it that when 4 Americans were stabbed in China, it made huge, massive news? It was front page on every single publication.
Yes.
Every major publication.
Correct.
Why is that the case? But then when Chinese people get stabbed in China or run over or these mass attacks happen, these crazy, crazy things, it doesn't make front page news.
Yeah.
It's a little interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair to the victims.
Yeah.
Okay. So of course it doesn't end there. Let's move on from this one. Where are we going to next? Lodi in Hunan, November 6th. So this happened. Sorry, I better rewind so we can actually see what
2 days ago.
Yeah, this happened. Actually, it was November 6th evening, so it's really just 1 day ago.
Okay.
Because China's ahead. A Chinese man deliberately drove his car into a student outside of the Lodi number 8 middle school and fled the scene. Again, it's attack against students.
That is a current phenomenon in China right now.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse. I think it's been a snowball thing.
Yeah.
Because we were horrified when we saw the first couple things. Like, I'd say it probably started about a year ago. Coming out of like zero COVID, I started to see this kind of stuff ramping up, and it's getting so much worse now.
Yeah, when people are dissatisfied, they attack children.
Yeah.
That's the worst part,
For sure.
Anyway, I realized that this might be in poor taste, but this looked very much like those chalk drawings that the investigators do when they, mark out a body in the movies.
Sure.
And that's kind of only within the period of a month.
Yeah.
And those are just some of the incidents, not all of them. So we wanted to bring this to your attention because we think it's important and it needs to be discussed. This is breaking news. This is happening every single day. I can guarantee you something that happened this morning has not been reported on yet. Something I will find out tomorrow that something happened right now and something will happen tomorrow. It's ongoing. These spates of attacks around China are just insane and incessant and relentless and not stopping. And it's very worrying. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is our breaking segment for today. And it's time for us to move on and hopefully lighten the mood. We apologize if this was a little dour, but it's important. We wanted to get it out there.
Yes.
So let's move on to what's new. Let's saunter into what's new. This is when we talk about what's new, specifically with regards to China. But before we do...
Do you want to bring it back to...
Before we do...
This is perhaps the most horrifying part. You should have capped that off in the horrifying part.
You're right. Okay.
Let's bring the mood back down.
Bringing it down.
I feel like terrible after that. I wonder where people grow up to learn to stab people.
Yeah.
Maybe teaching your kids at school in China to stab foreigners because they invade China is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I've always been very disgusted by what's taught to little children in China, especially the hatred towards Japanese people. This has always pissed me off a lot because they teach them to just hate from a very young age. They teach them racism and xenophobia and hatred from an incredibly young age. And I mean, why are you teaching little 4 or 5-year-old kids to stab people?
Because you need to instill hatred at a young age for control of your populace when you live in a dictatorship. Because when they become dissatisfied, they need to blame an outsider like Western countries or Japan.
Yeah.
And in that, you have people with a vent for their anger, and it's not turned on the controlling government. And that has been a tactic of every dictatorship of all time. Particularly the Soviet Union that demonized everything else on the outside, and we're the only ones, China does the exact same thing. It's I think it's cringe in a way, because it's like you haven't come up with a new method of population control. You're still using this old crap. You know what I mean?
But again, this is not a fake clip. This is real. This is recent. This is what's happening in China. This is what little kids are being taught. I mean,
and the kids in Japan, by the way, don't learn this.
No, kids in Japan don't learn this. When I was a little kid, when I'm 5 years old, I'm not learning how to stab people.
No, I'm not.
I'm not learning how to shoot people.
Nope.
That was never a thing. When you're a kid, you're taught to, respect other cultures and learn about other cultures. While these guys are learning to like stab the foreigner, I'm learning how to craft a Chinese lantern for Chinese New Year out of paper and respect other cultures.
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Something's broken.
Yeah.
And society's breaking down.
Okay, now we have to talk about this incident that happened a couple days ago. Okay, this poor guy. Now, we don't know.
We don't know.
We can't,
We're not taking sides.
We can't take sides on this. There is a foreign tourist who sounds British and looks British. I reckon he's British. So this foreign tourist is in Beijing, a very, very, very famous...
I don't mean to laugh.
What? Okay, this?
Well,
yeah.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
But
So
again, we can't take a side.
No, we can't take a
We don't know what
side.
happened. We kind of know what happened.
We're going to analyze this a bit because it's important. So this foreign tourist is at Beijing at a very famous tourist site. Okay, he's there with his camera. He's there to take photos. He's there to have the Beijing experience. And
what do you guys think is going to happen? By the way, can I poll?
Yeah, you please poll. What do you think's going to happen to?
Okay, let's do 4 options.
What are we going to call this guy?
He's going to get kissed, by a random stranger.
Okay.
Because clearly, strangers and something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He falls down, right?
Yeah.
He gets kicked, I guess. He runs off and falls into a ditch.
Okay. All right.
What happens?
What happens?
Okay, there's a poll up. Current poll. You vote on what happens to this very British tourist. I like how you even left it up to question if he's British or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that he's...
It's like the most British
he's pretty British.
man I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, he's pretty British. But you never know.
So we're voting. The poll is up. The current live poll is up. Check it out and vote. It's anonymous.
Yes.
We're going to see if you guys get the right answer.
So anyway, this is where you would expect to go were you to visit China. You'd go to Beijing, obviously. You go see the temple, whatever, the Sky Temple. You go and see that circular jobby that what's that thing called?
The
that
Forbidden
thing?
Kingdom.
Yeah, what's that
Temple of
circle
Heaven,
jobby?
The heavenly something or other.
And you
There's
go.
lots.
It's got that reverberates.
Yeah, you
the
figure
noise.
it out.
Yeah, whatever. Well, you'll go there. We've been there.
You'll go there. We have.
Yeah,
we have.
you'll go there, okay?
Wait, what is that like? You'll go there, okay?
You'll follow me, okay?
So this bloke, he went there.
Okay.
And what did people
do you think?
say?
So the poll is done. I'm going to pull the poll
Okay,
now.
what did they think?
47% of people say he gets kicked. 30% of people say he runs off and falls into a ditch. So that's a close second.
Okay.
11% of people said he's going to get kissed.
Okay.
And then the last place was he falls down.
Let's take a look.
Yes.
Let's watch. Everyone ready for this?
What can I do?
Sure. Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on.
But you clearly. Well, I'll go back to. You clearly hear him say, "What did I do?"
Yes.
What did I do?
Yeah, she made contact. This poor guy.
You can almost hear the. You can hear
Yeah.
the. I think we have a soundbite of what was hit.
Do we?
What part of him was hit?
Oh.
No.
What?
What part of him do you think was kicked?
I don't know.
We have multiple versions of that body part that was kicked.
Oh, we don't.
We do.
Do we?
Yes.
Which one? Tell me.
It's a musical. It's a rap.
Oh, of course. I'm
He was
sorry.
kicked in the. That's right.
That's the okay.
That's right.
Okay,
Sorry, I set
finally.
you up
Sorry,
for
I'm a
a
little.
while there.
I was a little yeah,
It's all right, it's
behind,
okay.
slow today. Anyway,
Just the oof, the sound
yeah,
is visceral.
it is visceral. So it's not over. It's not over.
I wish we actually got more sound bites out of that,
Yeah.
but that was good. That
Yeah.
was good.
Let's keep going. You recovered.
Was it a slap?
Yeah, it's kind of a slap.
Like a slap punch?
Now listen to what the Chinese guy says.
他骂人，他看不见中文，知道吧？他说发给我，我靠！
I hear it. Yeah.
Okay, so
So he's the Chinese guy that slapped him is explaining to the
yeah,
other people.
because like one of the tourist guides or whatever that's
Yeah.
there is like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
And so he's justifying himself. What is the justification for this poor guy getting kicked in the ball sack? Over here? I gotta wait. I didn't get the perfect freeze frame. Sorry. Let's get past the murder kids. Come on, murder kids,
I'll
go.
tell you what. If two British tourists is watching, reach out. Right? Reach out. Tell us your story. Tell us what happened. We're curious.
Yeah, exactly.
/ Chinese guy that slapped him. Tell us your side of the story.
Why she
Reach
gotta
out.
kick him in the balls? Okay. Anyway.
Well, we'll find. Well, we
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Well, according
so
to
the Chinese man said he's swearing at people. He swore at people. He said he swore at Chinese people and said "F you."
他骂中国人, yeah.
Yeah. So he said he is swearing at Chinese people and saying "F you."
Yes, and
But
he says F you in English,
Yeah.
the old man says.
But at the same time, the Chinese guy is saying "F your mom's vagina."
Whoa, yeah, he could have blocked that part out too.
Well, I mean, that's
F
a
your-
medical term.
Yes, F your mom's private areas.
Yes. So the Chinese man is swearing at him.
Worse.
Worse.
Potentially worse. We don't even know
So,
what the British guy
here-
said. He could have.
Yeah, here's the problem though, okay? There's a language barrier, and this can get incredibly dangerous. We're not, listen, we're not
No.
defending...
We don't know.
We're not defending... we're not defending Ballsack Man over here, because we don't know what he did.
Sure.
Okay, but here's the scenario that we're thinking, right?
Yeah, this is educational, I
Yeah.
promise.
This is
'Cause
the
this
scenario.
is not news.
There was probably a scuffle because in
Yeah.
queues in China, it's incredibly frustrating.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter who you are, if you're Chinese or not, you always get people that cut in line and shove you out of the way and stuff. So we're guessing that there was some kind of a queue altercation, because it's crowded and the
Yeah.
guy's probably trying to like get to the front and someone. So he may have said F you. He may have.
I will say this.
Okay.
I have been in tourist areas in China, and I usually avoided them because we
Sure.
lived there, right? You don't want to go to a tourist place.
Sure.
But sometimes it's unavoidable. You end up in a tourist place, right?
Yeah.
And when I would see foreigners, and what I mean by foreigners is like this guy,
Yeah.
a British guy, or an American, or a Canadian, or wherever, right?
Yeah.
Typically Westerners. When I saw a Western tourist in a tourist area and they were getting jostled around in a very crowded area, as it often happens in China, they would get a lot of people would get very mad.
'Cause you're not
they would-
used to
They
that.
would physically push people and be like, what the, mate? You
Yeah,
know,
because
like,
people would be
what
like
the F?
bumping them and
Yeah.
getting in their space because there's no personal space in China and you're not used to it.
And you're not used to it. So I could see something like that
Yeah.
happening here.
So, yeah.
And it's spiraling out of control.
The thing is, like, remember the Chinese guy said the only thing he did wrong was swear at people.
Yes.
So I'm guessing something happened and he said, F you, mate, or whatever he
Yeah,
said.
after getting jostled or whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Maybe. We don't know. Speculation. But is that reason to kick him in the balls and slap him in the face?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
But here's the dangerous part, because I've actually been in a very similar situation to this before. Obviously, I didn't get kicked in the balls, but I got beat up pretty badly. And I got beat up because I was having an argument with a Chinese guy. And I said to him, and I was a little drunk, and I said, "You are a piece of garbage." To him.
You're a piece of trash.
Yeah,
'cause he was
that's what I
being
said.
bad.
I said, "You are a piece of trash."
It's like a normal argument you'd have.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like when you're having a heated argument when you're young and whatever. And he turned around to the crowd and he said, "This foreigner said all Chinese people are pieces of trash." And then the crowd started
Which
to
you
attack
absolutely
me.
would never
I would
do.
never say that. I said that to him. I said,
guy,
"You."
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
"You
It's like
are
when
a
you
piece
gotta
of
fight with
trash."
someone,
Yeah. So, that's the problem. The guy said, "This guy is swearing at Chinese people."
Right.
So this could have spiraled out of control big time. It could have been incredibly dangerous because people don't need a reason. Okay?
Yes.
If they hear that, the xenophobia can kick in, the nationalism can kick in, a mob can form. This guy could have been beaten to death.
Again, we don't know.
We don't know
Reach
the.
out.
I'm just saying, like, this is just a situation. Yeah, reach out.
Something more important than all of this. This is a great advice you've given to people,
Yeah.
and like explaining what happens.
Yeah.
More importantly, we had a suggestion from the chat that says this needs to be a new ballsack clip.
Yes. Wait for it.
That needs to be ballsack. That needs to say ballsack.
That's not a bad idea.
Dude,
That's not a bad idea.
A sound bite.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then this guy, they got kicked in the balls and sacrificed his sack. For the crowd, for the audience, for the China show. You sacrifice your sack, you will be immortalized.
I think, we got ourselves a new soundbite. Let's just.
And every time he sees it, if this guy happens to watch the show, every time he watches it, he'll be like, oh.
Can we just one more time?
The Malik B in the background is so apt. You know what I mean?
He's like, that just means your mom's, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
but the way he says it, like, Malik B.
yeah, it's so bad. I love how he's like, this guy swore, and then he swears worse. It's like, we're beating him up because he said bad words. Here are some more
Here's
worse
some
bad
worse
words.
bad words.
Exactly. He's like, what did I do? What did I do?
Yes, very welcoming for Chinese tourists in the city. That guy knows what he's doing too. The tall Chinese guy. That's nice. And he's left-handed. See that? That's kind of rare in China.
Yeah.
Usually they fix left-handers,
If this guy didn't have his camera dangling and all that, he may have had like more mobility. You should think about that in the future. Probably not.
Trying to pick up this guy like he's got the moves. Do you think this guy's gonna be like?
You know what kind of surprises me the most about this guy is that he's got a ponytail.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
No
Look,
way.
he's got a little
Pony
ponytail.
sack?
Yeah, he's got a little ponytail. See
Pony
it?
sack.
He doesn't look like the kind of guy with a ponytail, right?
My British pony. Can he be my British pony?
Yes.
And then he gets whacked in the sack.
My British pony. Yeah, exactly.
My British pony.
I'm sorry, we're really just making too much light of the situation.
Well, it was dark. What we just
it's
came
true.
in with.
It's
Come
true.
on. Come
Anyway, let's move on. But that's going to be a soundbite for sure. We're going to get it in there.
on. Pony sack. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, here's another thing that's very related to all of this. This foreigner, walking around and talking to the kids.
I'm sorry, just a second. The chat is saying this is the best video to show people to get them not to go to China. Was not the first 25 minutes of
people
murders?
just random murders.
Was that not enough, guys? Was that not enough?
We're not trying to discourage people
No.
to
This
travel,
is the
by the way.
news.
It's talking about reality.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? If you did not hear about gun violence in America, if that was never in the news,
Yes.
if you didn't know about it,
You think it's utopia?
surely that would be a disservice. And you would go walk around in downtown Chicago or Detroit or something
Right.
thinking that it's totally okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't. And so that's the purpose of this is we have to wake people up. These kind of things are happening in China. They're happening daily.
Yeah.
It's not okay. You have to be aware. So now when you walk around in a public area and you see a cement truck coming at you or you see someone with a knife, you get the hell away. You
For
know?
sure. My brittle pony.
My brittle pony.
This pony was pretty brittle after that.
My brittle pony.
My brittle pony is what it is.
I think it's My Brittle Pony, yeah. Anyway, this little kid walks up to the foreigner and says, "I'll murder you." I mean, That's not very nice.
Hold on. Voldrag has a very good
What's
point.
that?
And I will. I'm going to agree with him or her. Says, at what point do we start encouraging people not to travel somewhere clearly only increasingly dangerous to foreigners?
That's true.
I agree.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go out there and say, based on this specific experience of My Brittle Pony getting kicked in the nads, you don't go. That's not why you don't go. Probably don't go for human rights concerns.
You know what sucks is usually in the tourist areas you're probably okay. But this shows that you're not.
Well, not these days. Not with all the pumping up the xenophobia these days.
You know, it's crazy. The amount of foreigners living in China has reduced so much. I was looking at statistics the other day. I think it's only 22,000 in the whole of Shanghai.
Yeah.
That's including Koreans and Japanese and
sure.
anyone from another country.
For sure.
That's nothing.
No.
You know?
No.
Really.
You're right.
It just shows you that to live in China is very unwelcoming. The government is very unaccommodating, and it's terrible. As much as they're trying to push this, you know, hey, let's all come see China, and they're wooing all these YouTubers to come and do these sort of tours that are very minded and very specific, and they're very careful about where they send them and stuff. It's not changing the fact that people aren't living there.
No. Also, you can look at like the State Department warnings. Like you can always go to the U.S. tourism. I forget the website, but like it'll tell you what countries are safe to go to, and they brought it. I think it brought it up to like level 3 warning. It's like you can be detained arbitrarily.
Yeah.
China is increasing xenophobia.
Yeah.
It's not the safest place that it used to be. It didn't used to be the safest place, but it's a lot worse now.
Oh, for sure.
If you're a foreigner.
So let's get back to this murder child over here.
Okay.
It's like,
sorry. Get back to this horrible clip.
We got to
bring it back to the horror.
Bring it back. Yeah.
Horribleness.
It says, "I'll murder you." Okay. Way out dasani. Now
beat
way
you
out
to death,
dasani. Yeah, beat you to death, which is the same as saying I'll murder you.
打死你！
为啥？
那边外国不能入侵中国。
Okay, so that's his. The guy who speaks impeccable Chinese is like, why? You know, randomly. Imagine. I mean, I don't need to imagine. This has happened to me before. I'll tell you in a minute. But So the kid walks up and he's like, "I will murder you," and he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "So that foreigners can't invade China."
Because his parents and his teachers, at the instruction of the state, have told them to teach their children that people from other countries are evil and that we need to drive them out.
If I was this guy, I'd say, "It's too late. I'm here already." You know what I mean? It's like, exactly.
不好意思，
Yeah.
我已经到了。
Yeah, exactly. Taiwan. One time, I was riding a bicycle.
Yeah.
I've told this story before. Some of you will know, but I was riding a bicycle from Shenzhen to Zhuhai, which was a very horrible cycle, by the way. One of the worst things I've ever done in my life. So I'm cycling through smog, and you know, there's buses and all that stuff. And I was getting sunburnt, and I had a handkerchief, and I put it underneath my cap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keep it up.
You know, to keep the sun off my neck. And I pulled up on the side of the road, and these little kids started throwing stones at me, like attacking me.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? And they were, you know, I wasn't really clued up to the whole like anti-Japan thing at the time. But the Japanese soldiers, their uniform had that kind of like cap with the neck shade built in type thing.
And they're like, "Das ist
yeah, exactly. So to
Feel the
them,
Japanese.
I looked like a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
And I just, on a bicycle, I just pulled up and I'm being stoned.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? Is this the Bible? You know what I
Is this
mean?
the Bible?
Yeah, what's going on?
And the crazy thing about being a foreigner is that like a lot of people don't know the difference, or they don't know who they're supposed to hate at that moment. So I've been in an elevator. I remember an old man goes, he was really mean. He looks at me and he goes, "Where are you from?" in Chinese. And I can't remember. I think I said like either American or Canadian, just trying to be safe. I might have said Canadian to be
Canadian's
safe.
always a safe bet, yeah.
Not now.
Not now. It used to
Now
be.
it's the worst.
Yeah, it used to be.
That was my point. Is that and then he said, "Good. If you were," and he said some country. If you were this country, you would be my enemy or something.
Yeah.
And another old man one time asked me where I'm from, and I did say American, and he said, "You are our enemy," right?
Nice.
Another time, a guy said I pretended to be British or something. And I know you guys didn't introduce me.
No, because they're like, "Where are you from?" And I said British.
Yeah.
And he said, "Good, because if you're American,
I'd
we'd
kill
beat you up."
beat you up. Yeah, beat you to death.
Exactly.
So this kind of stuff happens, and it's like an ever-changing thing. You have to look at who China's pissed off at the moment. People will approach you, ask you where you're from, and you can have the wrong answer.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's just unfortunate, and I don't like it when people teach hate.
No.
You know,
absolutely not.
I'm firmly against that. You know, I grew up in South Africa at the end of apartheid, and I've seen what hatred does. And to actually on purpose teach children to hate is awful.
Oh, it's sick.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing, it's just symptomatic of what the government's, they're trying to, I said this in my video, but they're trying to have their hate and hide it too. Because they don't want anyone to see that this is the case, but they did this on purpose.
Yeah.
They want the kids to think like this because then they grow up being patriotic under the umbrella of the CCP and then hating the outside world so that they're under control.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't want them to say that part out loud for foreigners to see, because then they don't get foreign investment, they don't get tourism and all the stuff that they so desperately need to stay alive. They're in this horrible trap. China's really painted itself into a
Well,
corner.
I mean, flip this on its head, right? Say you want Chinese tourists to come to your country.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll say like the Bahamas.
Bahamas, okay. So you're like, okay, Chinese people, we want you to come, and like, we're open, we're free. But then when Chinese tourists come, little kids walk up to them and say, I will murder you.
Yeah, because you're Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, why? It's because we don't want you invading our country.
Yeah.
That is what's happening here.
Yes.
Now, surely if that happened, then Chinese people would be like, you know what? We don't want to visit.
It would get a full boycott.
Yeah.
And the government would sponsor a boycott.
Yeah.
Right.
But foreigners being told they're going to be murdered by little kids in China and being kicked in the balls and whatever else at tourist spots, that's okay. We overlook that. We overlook the fact that little kindergartners are learning to stab people and learning to shoot Japanese people and all that. We just overlook it.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, it's fine to go there.
It turns out you were getting stoned, by the way, by children. Apparently, a lot of our audience right now, a lot of people in our audience are currently getting stoned.
Okay, excellent. Not by children, I hope.
By choice. Whoa! What's going to happen?
Yeah, well, let's find out.
The thrilling conclusion after this word.
Yes, we got some words. You gonna word it?
Yeah, we have a survey right now. We use a survey wizard, like one of those things, make a survey. We came up with some questions that would help us to understand our audience better so that we can pitch to future advertisers. You guys know that we have ads on our podcast.
We do.
Ads are how we keep things going, obviously, when we get sponsors and stuff.
We're only human.
We want to improve that experience, but in order to do this, we need to know a little bit more about you, our audience. The survey is quick and easy, and it's a free way to support this podcast. It helps us a ton.
You don't have to register or anything like that.
You don't have to make an account. You don't have to write any sort of personal information.
No, it's just like click how many times do you watch or whatever.
kind of
Like
stuff,
what do you like, that type
Think
of
of it like a Nielsen rating type thing, kind of like that. So we made this, and it'll only take you 2 minutes. We made it just so it only takes you 2 minutes to do.
Yeah.
It'd really help us out. Go to gum.fm/ADV. That's GUM.fm/ADV. Fill out the survey. It'll help us a ton. It's in the description. It's in the pinned comment. And please do that at your leisure.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, we'd love for you to do that. So we have a couple words, and we'll be right back. Here it comes. Word. Word up. Word down. Word left. Word right. Where's the word? Is bird the word? What is that song about anyway?
Go to gum.fm.
I mean, like, seriously. No, I mean, like, where's this ever going to go away?
GUM.
You love to make these
FM.
very long...
Because it was meant for you to play while I said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. See how that works?
I do.
Yeah.
It's a pity.
Go to gum.fm.
Notice how the days are shorter, but your to-do lists aren't? Power through your busy days with Factor's no prep, no mess meals, from breakfast to dinner and everything in between. Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled and feeling your best. Whether you like routine or enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week and over 60 additional convenience options like keto cookies, pressed juices, and smoothies. Don't let shorter days slow you down. Stay energized with America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. And check this out. Factor is cheaper than takeout and dining out. Put the money you save towards holiday shopping or reaching your financial goals. Find guilt-free comfort foods like home-style chicken and gravy and loaded mashed potato pork chops. Feel-good vegan options like sweet potato and chickpea curry.
There's no sacrificing quality for convenience with Factor. Weekly menus offer ways to treat yourself to a restaurant-like meal experience with gourmet plus dishes that feature premium proteins and seasonal sides like broccolini, leeks, and asparagus. How does truffle butter filet mignon or garlic herb roasted barramundi sound? Mouth-watering, right? Head to factormeals.com/ADV50 and use the code ADV50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month. That's code ADV50 at factormeals.com/ADV50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. Oh! Well, wow, what a foible.
So what are we showing here exactly? What's going
some
on?
viral clips of what's happening in China. Some real funny stuff recently, including a man that should have been wearing a helmet.
Yeah, you probably should wear a helmet.
I want to know about that clip, though.
What about
Just real
it?
quick.
Okay, we'll go back
Not to harp on about the man smashing his head. Why is there a camera there?
Yeah, where is this camera? What is it even on?
His scooter looks like it snaps in half. But, like, where is that camera?
Yeah, it's on top of a little post box or something.
Hashtag, why are they filming?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yikes, Rooney.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ow,
goodness.
ow.
What a foible, what a fall.
Maybe pay attention to where you're going, bro.
Can I see that one?
Sure.
It's like he amps it up. You know, like when you're like getting ready for a fall, you might tumble or like your steps get shorter.
Right.
He starts galloping.
He's like, okay, I'm going to overcome this with power.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's pretty funny.
I'm glad we're lightening the mood here.
I think we have to.
We have
It's been a pretty dour
kind
segment.
of a embarrassment.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's
Dude,
so funny.
Let's look at that again.
Hashtag cool guy moment. Try to be a cool guy.
Did I ever tell you about my cool guy moment?
Let's see this first and then you'll tell us. Okay? You'll
Yeah.
tell us, okay?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So I can't remember how old I was, 16, 17, something like that. And I had this dirt bike, right? An old 1978 XL3 300, 350, sorry. So I used to like go and ride around in the bush and everything. And this one time, occasionally I'd be a little naughty and I'd drive to my friend's house, but that meant I had to go on the roads. But I couldn't go on actual roads. I'd ride on the side of the road. You know, it's keeping it as legal as possible.
Yeah.
And in South Africa, it's a bit different. You got a lot of dirt, like, you know, dirt on the side of the road or grass or whatever. So I'm busy riding to my friend's house and I'm like gunning it, you know, doing the whole like this cloud of smoke behind me. I'm really going for it. And there were these like really attractive girls in a car next to me. So I'm showing off, right? So I'm like taking
You're
little
cool guy.
ramps. I'm doing the cool guy thing, right? And I'm like, ramping. And I didn't see, they'd started some construction and they dug like massive chunks of concrete and put them in like a pile there. And there was a huge ditch. So I'm like, yeah, next minute, the bike just disappears and I'm crashing into the concrete.
Oh.
Yeah, ripped like, you know, big scars. They're kind of healed up. You can't really see them anymore, but like ripped my whole arm open and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine, you know, type thing. I just drove off.
No.
Yeah, that
Cool
was
guy moment.
very embarrassed.
Yeah.
Very embarrassed.
What does that teach us? Don't show off.
Don't
right?
show off. Yeah, like this guy trying to ramp into the store and wax his head on the...
He's wearing a helmet, which is pretty rare in China.
I was wearing a helmet too.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Both of you, you're good.
No, I mean, like, I got to tell you, if you ride any kind of motorcycle or bike, wear a helmet. Just do it.
One thing you should have been wearing is arm helmets.
No, I mean,
ripped up your
I
whole
should have
arm.
been wearing a jacket or something. And I was literally just in a t-shirt, which is stupid.
Sure.
Anyway.
机人手臂能飞多高？我坐船。林子大有好多的鸟。
Oh, let me see that. I want to see if
Is that
that's a setup.
my Brittle Pony?
Is that My Brittle Pony China version?
I think so. Let's get back to it.
I want to see if that's set up. I don't think it is.
林子大有好多的鸟。
Oh, and it was perfect.
Yeah, because it's not set up. He's like engrossed in his phone. You saw that?
Yeah, he's phone zombieing.
Yeah,
I think this is actually can we rephrase this? This is not viral clips in China. This is why you shouldn't be looking at your phone while doing things.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're
People
gonna
are
use your
falling
phone,
downstairs. They're getting
have a-
punched in the nads.
Have a seat.
Yeah.
Like do something safe, right?
Agreed.
Maybe sit on the toilet. Whatever
Sure.
you're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
不让人
walking
知
around.
道。
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean,
His friend's face.
I think that's accurate. I think that's what you would look like.
Insane. Oh my gosh! And I have something to say about this.
Okay, what, the Schwenio?
Yes. So this thing that's about to burst through, like what is it?
Rampage, bull in a china shop?
No, what is that place in Spain? Pampers?
I don't know. When they do that thing, they do the run, the bull
Yeah,
run.
what is that called?
I have no idea.
Bull run in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
What do you call them? Pamplona. I was right.
Okay.
Pamplona.
Pamplona?
In Pamplona in Spain. You think, okay, it's like these bulls running around, goring people, throwing them all over the place. The water buffaloes in China, every single person I ever talked to, because I was always too scared to approach them, because they're like just walking around, like in the
rural
rice
areas,
paddies and the rural areas. You'll see them on the side of the road. And I was always like, I love animals and stuff.
They're not wild, by the way. They belong to the farmers. They're used for farming
farmers.
and stuff, yeah.
But everyone I ever talked to, they would slap them. They'd be like, these things don't do anything. They will never, ever hurt you. They don't gallop. They don't kick. They don't buck, right? And I'm like, there's no way this huge muscle beast of an animal with sharp horns doesn't ever turn on people.
Yeah, sure.
I'm finally vindicated.
Sure. I've seen lots of this guy.
I've rooted for this for so long. His friend's face is like
that's classic.
shocked.
Yeah, as I think we'd all be. So what's going to happen here?
Let's find out. Oh, that was all the breakfast foods.
Oh, no. Oh, well.
Oh, wasted.
Her shoe flew off.
Oh.
Maybe her heel broke or something. Ouch. That's,
We've all
it's the worst because
been
you're not
there.
expecting it, right?
And it's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's so embarrassing. And then somebody uploads it.
Yeah, I know. That's
we
kind of the
play.
worst. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, we did show that.
Yeah, this is a classic, though. She threw water in his scooter.
So welcome in, yeah.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
Does that just, he just like...
Just rides straight in.
Oh, no, he's good. I'm sorry.
What? Wait, what?
That's what I need to analyze
Yeah.
here. Okay? This is not just about falling down. This is not just a slippery surface. This man goes to kick a little boy.
Yeah, why is he going to go kick the child?
That's what's happening, right?
Yeah, look, he
I'm
tries
not crazy?
to... No, he tries to kick the
boy.
Well, he got his comeuppance, so to speak, you know?
How do you... Why?
Yeah, why did you try to kick the boy?
I love the kids laughing.
Yeah, well, obviously, because he escaped.
Well, the guy deserved it then.
Yeah, all right.
Punt
so-
a little boy.
No, you don't.
Was he gonna kick that?
Yeah. Whoa.
What's... Hold on a second.
Well, I can see what she's doing. You know, like when there's a thread,
Yeah.
you burn the thread with your lighter.
Yeah. It's like, oh, there's an extra thread there. And you're like,
Yeah, you burn it. Otherwise, it'll unravel, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good way to stop it from unraveling.
but Chinese lighters.
Do you think it's a lighter, or do you think she just has very pungent feet?
No, I think it's
You
a
know.
lighter. I think the lighters in China, this has happened to me before, where they're just so cheap and flimsy. They cost like 20 cents or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, they're cheap.
And they do blow up.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like an explosion. It's kind of a fireball that happens, you know?
Oof, yeah, that's hectic. Yeah. Did I tell you about my cousin made like a lighter bomb?
That's probably not a great thing to share. Don't do this.
No, of course not. I don't even know how he made it, so it's okay. I can't give instructions.
Okay, good.
But you know those...
It wasn't going to be like first.
Yeah, no. You know those big lighters, they have like a line in the
Yeah.
middle, you know, so it's like, I don't know why they do that. But he mixed two different chemicals, like one on each side, and he balanced it on his desk. While he was messing around on his computer or something, he bumped it over, and then it just...
That's what you get.
Exactly. He singed his eyebrows, but he was okay.
Okay.
That's stupid. I always hated kids that played with fire and bombs and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know any kids that played with bombs, but yeah.
But you
fire.
know what I mean, like
Yeah.
chlorine bombs and stuff. What? You didn't make chlorine bombs?
No!
That's quite common. What? I'm serious. Kids, I remember kids that I knew and grew up, they were always making chlorine bombs. You didn't have
Absolutely not.
that? No, you didn't have
No.
that? Okay, I'm
We would
surprised.
play with like matches and stuff.
You
know?
Chlorine bombs was a thing when I was a kid. I don't know why.
Where are
Yeah.
you? Well, you're from South Africa.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Not much to do.
I remember, like...
People, the chat's saying what?
No, I like my neighbors and like kids that I knew. It's,
Lol. WTF?
yeah,
What?
chlorine bombs. And then I remember I went to stay over at my friend's house once, and they used to go to Boy Scouts because there's Boy Scouts in South Africa too.
Yeah.
So we went to Boy Scouts, and they made a chlorine bomb in Boy Scouts and blew up like this massive chlorine bomb in the field. Yeah. And they were like, I don't think the Scoutmasters taught them. I think they were just being naughty
I
and they
would
made it.
hope not. Imagine
Yeah, they're
being
like,
a
oh,
Boy
this is how you
Scout.
tie a knot, and then this is how you make a chlorine bomb.
This is how to become a
Anyway.
terrorist.
But yeah, these chlorine bombs are
You sure you
bad,
didn't go to
dude.
terrorist camp?
No, the thing is,
I think your
chlorine is
parents put you
quite
to
common
terrorist
because you know people are cleaning their pools or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So kids would mess with that stuff and make chlorine bombs. I'm surprised everybody didn't do that.
I can tell you that the vast majority of the audience is absolutely shocked.
Okay, well, it was a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe just in 1980s and 90s in
well,
South Africa, it was all about chlorine bombs.
That's a badge.
I mean,
You get your
your
chlorine
chlorine
bomb
bomb badge. Yeah, get on that sash or whatever. It's possible.
It is.
Anyway,
It is.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
Oh!
Bad place.
Why there?
Yeah.
Target killed.
I'm a little concerned as to what she was carrying in that bucket.
It looks disgusting.
Yeah, it looks like
dangerous.
sewage. You know what it could be?
it's
For fertilizer, dude.
Night soil.
It's night soil. I think the guy just got night soiled.
He got night soiled. That's disgusting.
Oh, dude.
Guys, you got to understand, in China, people actually steal urine and feces from tanks, like sewage tanks.
Yeah.
Because it's very valuable fertilizer.
For fertilizer,
the crops.
yeah.
And people try, like, especially subsistence farmers,
Yeah.
they need as much as they can get to do this. So they'll actually go and, like, pilfer it. But, like, this woman could be carrying that, and it's a very normal thing to carry.
Yeah.
That looks like sewage.
Dude, I remember this one time.
Yeah, night soiled.
I got a Chinese friend came over to my apartment in China, and he brought his mother with him because she was visiting or whatever. You know, it's typically you invite your friend over for dinner, meet your family type thing.
You guys ate night soil?
No, but the mother was looking at. I had pot plants and stuff on the balcony, and she was like commenting.
You're growing weed?
No, you know, like what a pot plant is. What would you call it? A container
A potted
plant?
Potted.
Oh,
yeah.
potted plant.
Yeah.
Okay, a plant in a container.
Yes.
I would never do that, dude, in life in general, but in China specifically.
Oh, this is in China. Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So anyway, and then she was trying to give me advice. She's like, "You should pee on these plants."
Yeah.
She said that to me. Like,
I know. I made a whole video about
yeah,
that.
it's like, oh, you want these plants to be healthy? You should pee on
Yeah,
them.
I refused. I just
Yeah.
refused to eat the piss vegetables because
Yeah.
guess what? I did eat them before and they taste like piss.
Yeah,
It
makes
sucks
sense.
up that piss and it tastes like piss.
Yeah, but I'm like, why are you telling me to piss on my plants?
I know.
Weird. Maybe
Anyways,
if I'm
for the-
really drunk or something and
Yeah.
someone's in the bathroom and I can't get in.
You can't do it too much, it'll burn them.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy got night
He
soil.
got night soil. That's rough. Oh, phone zombie again.
Phone zombie. That's what you get, phone zombie.
Yeah. This phone zombie, look at him. Oh, no more phone
Nice.
zombie for you.
It's like a slot machine.
Yeah.
Phone zombie. Was he phone zombie?
No, he was looking at the person.
That's what you get for being a looky loo.
So many of these pole hitting things are like set up, but this is genuine.
That's a genuine pole hit. Yeah,
You could tell. You could feel that.
you can.
Oh, phone zombie again.
Well, this is what you get.
Yeah, come on. Pay
Don't phone
attention.
zombie. Just wait.
Oh,
Secret kiss.
accidental kiss.
Accidental. Bro looks offended. He should be
Yeah.
happy.
Can I play that back again? Because
Yeah.
it's kind of funny.
Accidental kiss. I like it.
Yeah.
Bro's all offended.
Yeah.
I think he got whacked in the nose.
Yeah, I think it probably hurt. It wasn't as nice as the sound effect
Yes.
made it out to be. Okay, let's see what happens here. So she's rolling up her pants. Okay, because it's raining and wet.
So she's gonna cross the puddle.
Oh, but she's gonna pick him up.
Actually, she's gonna carry her man.
Well, you know.
That's like a
Yeah.
setup turn not setup.
Yeah, exactly. You can see they set it up to be this
Yeah.
whole like, oh, she's going to carry him instead.
Yeah.
But then it actually turned into something entertaining.
Yeah.
Rather than
where they both
contrived
ate
nonsense.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You deserve that to try set up a stupid thing like that.
Oh, so this is
What was
sad.
that?
You
Okay.
need that first part.
What is that?
This is what happens when you and the boys go on booze duty. Okay, when
let's
you're on
see.
booze duty.
Okay.
And I want to set this up because this is something that people need to understand about the countryside in China. Everyone drinks alcohol very often. Okay?
Yes.
And what you'll do is you'll get people that make their own hard liquor.
Yeah.
Or wine, like
Yes.
Mijio, like a rice wine. And what you'll do is you'll get at these big clay pots they make themselves.
Yes.
And they'll go put them in like a cellar that they dig out.
Yeah,
or bury them underground.
Buried in the ground. Yeah.
And when it's a special occasion, I mean, they'll always drink alcohol, but they'll save the old stuff, usually with like a rare herb in it, like like ginkgo or ginseng root or something.
Remember, we drank that stuff, that doenjang or whatever, from down in that basement thing. It's like this, yeah.
And they'll go grab a pot of this, and it's a special occasion. They'll bring it out, right? So this is some precious stuff. Like this is the stuff they've been sitting on.
It's been sitting there for years.
Potentially decades.
Yeah, who
right.
knows?
So they're on booze. Boys are on booze duty. They're all
Everyone's
passed out
got
bowls.
their-
They drink it out of bowls.
Oh, no.
It's all gone. Did
Oh,
you see
that
the guy?
sucks.
Watch the guy that dropped it.
Okay.
He looks like he looks like his soul left his body.
Yeah, that is.
He's like,
You know what you got to do in that situation? You got to start licking that cement, dude. You better start,
get that straw. But
slurp
what do you
that
do
up.
about the other people have been waiting there? Look at these people with these bowls in their hand. They're like,
Yeah.
finally, I've been toiling in the field my whole life.
Yeah.
I get to finally have some of that rare booze that I've been saving for decades.
That is, that's
Son,
terrible.
Go fetch the booze.
That's horrible.
Horrible. Look at these guys. They're like, shit.
What's happening here? Can you please explain?
I wasn't there, dude. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you that there is a photo shoot going next to a pool
The lifeguard's taking a photo of this.
of a merman.
The man in like a Hawaii. What is he doing? What it called? Luau or whatever?
he's doing a luau.
doing one of those. He's like, interesting.
What that is actually Jabba the Hutt in a Hawaiian
He's not
dress.
that bad.
Why is this even here? Why did we watch this?
I don't know.
What
That's
is
just-
the point?
Yeah, there's no point.
不行你来，
Oh, cool. He's doing the moonwalk.
这太恐怖哎，兄弟兄弟哎，
Okay. That was pretty entertaining. He didn't see that coming.
Pause that though. The sad
Yeah.
part is he died.
No, he didn't.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
It's because no one helped him in the video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've shown this one before.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Oh, no, we haven't shown this one.
No,
Sorry.
no, I showed it to you.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks
Doesn't
again.
that suck?
You know, that looks so refreshing with all
Doesn't
the
I-
fruit.
He only would have brought that over if everyone was hot and
Yeah,
like,
and
they
they're
really
like,
wanted some.
I've brought it over. Oh, man.
He shouldn't have slammed it down so
Oh,
aggressively.
he didn't, though. He was
Oh, he didn't?
gentle. He was. That's just not
It's a
fair.
shit jar.
Take a look. Yeah, it must have been ready to go. Because look. See what I mean?
It's so.
But he did do a gong.
It's kind of satisfying to watch it dip
Yeah,
down.
poor
That's
guy.
sad.
What?
What's going on?
I have no idea. Okay, so what is this guy like? He's like, look, in my
Look at
hometown.
my. Yeah, he says, look at my hometown. There's a blue sky,
sky.
and there's white clouds.
Yeah. Lan Lan de Tien, Bai Bai de Yun. Okay, so
That's so poetic. It's so poetic because China is always fighting for blue skies. Like they'll take any opportunity to film some propaganda if there's a blue sky because it's always gray. And
yeah, riddle
polluted.
me this. Why would you pull out your camera to send to your friends to say, look, there's a blue sky and white clouds?
Yeah, this
Why
isn't
would you
propaganda
do that?
because it's so rare.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that, holy crap, gotta catch it now.
I can
gotta
tell
capture
this
the
guy's
moment.
life story. By
Yeah.
the way, he's a migrant worker that lives in a polluted city. He went back to visit his family, probably for Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
And he wants to show his friends and his audience.
Yeah.
Hey, look. He probably works at like some thing where you put a trinket in
Sure.
a trinket. Hey, look. My hometown has a blue sky and white clouds.
Yes.
It's so important to show this very normal sky because it's so rare.
Yeah.
And then he gets hit with litter.
I know.
Which is just so poetic.
So
No birds either.
Yes. What's going on with this bro? He's having a nap?
Bro's having a nap. He's holding on for dear life. Oh!
He smashed the table.
What's with this brittle glass today in all of our clips?
I have no idea.
I've been
Hope
trying
he's
to find.
fine. Oh, we have another word before we continue, guys.
We do. Find the perfect holiday gift for my dad, and I finally realized that the perfect present is the gift of health, and AG1 checks that box. I first heard about AG1 from Dr. Huberman on YouTube, and he's always talking about AG1, so I had to give it a try for myself. Turns out, We both love it.
AG1 is a daily health drink packed with nutrients to help alleviate bloating, support sustained energy, and whole body health. With the added benefits of probiotics, prebiotics, and adaptogens, AG1 can help combat the stress of holiday schedules while helping your digestion and supporting your energy. And right now, AG1 is running a special Black Friday offer for all of November.
I've noticed that I feel more energy throughout the day, and that I don't need to rely on coffee as much. Also, my gut health has been a ton better. I love AG1, but it also makes an excellent gift for a friend, family member, or a coworker.
You gonna give it to someone special?
I'm gonna give it.
Every week of November, AG1 will be running a special Black Friday offer for a free gift with your first subscription. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/ADV to see what gift you can get this week. That's drinkag1.com/ADV to start your holiday season off with a healthier note, while supplies last. Okay, Beyond the Great Firewall. What is this all about?
This is where we take you inside the Chinese internet to translate or explain things that China doesn't release to the world.
Yeah.
It's not always bad. It's usually fun.
Yeah,
Or
let's take a look.
insightful.
Yeah.
There's a few things going on behind the Great Firewall today. Viral clips going on about beggars. Lots of beggars in China, right?
Yeah.
In fact-
You know, like they try to say poverty's alleviated.
Oh.
Just go and you'll see for yourself.
You'll see a lot more poverty in China than you would in the U.S.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's a poor country, right? It's ridiculous to think that it's not.
If you go to the big tourist areas in Shanghai and Beijing, they clear them out from there.
They do. You'll
You
still
still
run
see
into
them,
them.
but they do get kicked out and rotated. You know, like
Yeah.
if they're there, the cops will come move them on.
Yeah.
Just get a little bit out of the main city center and tourist areas, you'll see them.
It's pretty rough. Anyway, it's funny because even the beggars get bored, right?
I thought he
And-
was watching something sus.
No, he's not watching anything. But it's funny that the people that want to give money or see the beggars are now being like, well, I guess they have a phone, so they can't be that.
Well, I mean, the guy's got
poor.
like a couple $100 phone watching
Yeah.
his live stream, whatever he's watching. He's watching one of those Emperor
dramas.
Sun Guo, Red Cliff, Bisha, Shabi nonsense. You know that nonsense? They'll get Bisha, all the concubines and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyone who's got a Chinese wife or husband or girlfriend or whatever will know all about these Emperor concubine dramas. Because that's very popular.
You know what's funny is I only learned about them from my Chinese friends in the North. All my Chinese friends in the South hated this shit.
Really?
They thought it was cringe.
It's weird because my wife's from the South and she loves this.
Oh, my wife hates this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but when I went up to the North,
Yeah.
I would have these like really manly, like tattooed motorcycle friends, and they were watching some of the most
Yeah.
feminine,
Yeah.
like flying around.
yeah, that, with
I'd
the
sit
cloth
down
that
with
goes-
them, and we're all smoking cigarettes
Yeah.
and drinking together, and they're like, they're watching this stuff. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
It's interesting. Well, apparently this beggar's loving this.
He's
you know?
loving this,
But,
yeah.
he couldn't even be bothered to, like, put in a proper beggar job. So he's just, like,
Yeah.
chilling out, trying to hide it.
So people have been sharing these thinking it's
There's
quite
another
funny.
beggar. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to watch
This
my...
guy's mad comfy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to hide it at least, which shows you that they don't want to be perceived as enjoying themselves.
Dude's got a massive phone. That thing's a good phone. It's not
It's a
like
good
rubbish.
phone.
Not like a Xiaomi Redmi or something.
Right.
It's,
Seems like
uh,
a decent phone.
Yeah, decent phone. So I guess if you're about to give money to this poor beggar, but he's watching in 4K Ultra HD on his fancy phone, you're like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
That's been going around. It's been pretty funny. Hold on. This is one of the most liked clips, or these types of clips have been very liked on Chinese social media right now. And it's these people, these like beautiful women and attractive men walking down and like looking at the camera. This was at a Halloween type of celebration thing, right?
Yeah.
But we reject this. Want to see why?
Yeah, I also want to just dose a little bit of reality. There are beauty filters on.
Of course.
saying.
We reject this.
Yeah, we reject this. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see this lovely clip.
Because they're ripping someone off. They're ripping someone off real important.
Yeah.
No.
This is a little insight. I say a big insight into China.
Yeah.
I think this goes it's really against kind of Western ideals about like
Meritocracy,
like structure.
Yeah,
right?
and
Societal
like
structure.
it's you don't progress because of your merits.
No,
in China it's about who you know.
It's about
not
who
what
you know. Exactly, and you could say that that's true anywhere, but it's very much that's the case on the surface in China.
It's not hidden.
So when an important person goes for a cigarette, this is what happens. The people that want to get ahead will rush to light his cigarette. This is something you'll always see. Now, in order to look humble, the leader or the important person, the rich person, the mafia guy, the government boss, whatever you want to say.
Whoever's the main boss there.
He will say niet.
He'll say
不用. I don't need it because he wants to look humble.
Yes.
Right. So what happens in this scenario is this guy goes to shake his hand, but gets the lighter. So ultimately gets the face. He gets the connection.
Yeah, he's the one who's going to get the promotion or whatever.
Yeah. And I just thought that was an interesting thing that you guys, it's so on the surface there in China. It's like the important person always gets face. Even if you don't respect them, you have to.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and this leads to one of my worst scenarios if you work in a Chinese company or you're in some kind of Chinese institution or whatever, is the monologue.
The monologue.
It is
that scenario
torture.
would have a monologue.
Yeah.
That if we continued with this clip, it would just be a monologue.
Because the problem is the main guy who speaks, he has to be respected and people have to give him face, which means they have to stroke his pride.
Yes.
So when he says something, everybody has to stare attentively and pretend as if they're hearing the best wisdom in the world or something.
Yes.
And the guys often get up there and they will talk for like an hour straight, just random nonsense.
That's downplaying it.
Yeah, okay.
You can be 3 hours, bro.
I've been in that kind of situation. And especially when you don't understand Chinese very well, it's way worse. 'Cause
Yes.
now you're just listening to a dude mumble on that you don't
first get
know.
there?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, oh man. And you just have to sit there and pretend to be interested
Actually, it might be worse when you do understand.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing of consequence said.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
That we're doing very well and we're all working together as a team under the leadership of this and this and this. And it's always like disjointed. There's no common theme.
Yeah, I had to sit through that with that rapist guy, in his school. And he'd go on about like energy vampires and stuff. Yeah. But the worst part was when I did start to understand is it was insulting because, here I am, a foreigner, and there were a couple of other foreign teachers. And he was one of those control freaks. So nobody was allowed to miss out, even if it didn't like concern you. You still had to be at his meetings. And I remember in one, he stood up and he was like, this is his quote. He said, "You know why us Chinese people are great? It's because somebody can invent something and then we can take that idea and then we can just use it without having to make it ourselves." That was his quote.
That was his quote?
This is freaking quote. I'm like, why are you proud of that? And he was like, that's what makes us Chinese people better than everyone else. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That's insulting for his own people.
But not only that, there are foreigners sitting there, and you were saying us Chinese people are better than foreigners because of this.
There's a bunch of wrong things.
I'm like, dude,
Anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
Just something to learn from that.
Yes.
Sketch.
Also, wear a GoPro.
Apparently.
On your chest. Oh, yes. You may have missed this. Every Monday we have a show, guys. This is what you missed.
Just absorb it in.
Yeah. Let's take a look. In case you didn't know what I'm supposed to be, I'm a last-minute hipster.
I look like a fucking shamateur.
You do. Dude, this is a shamateur wig.
I am a avid micro fisherman. Do not make any jokes. This is freaking annoying. Oh my gosh, I'm actually going to have a panic attack. Microfishing is the idea that you go to
use your little fishing rod.
They will not bite on a full-size pole, right? So either, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take this thing off.
They will not bite on a full-size pole.
Come on! This is a horny-headed chub, which is not really conducive to the jokes we've been making, isn't it?
Yeah, that was super fun.
Now, what was that?
We had a thing called Beer Lover Hour, where we drank a couple beers and spoke about things that we really like. Because the last time we had one of these things, we actually just ended up hating everything. Yeah. And we spoke about everything we hate. So we just thought like things we love. So hobbies and movies and, basic things, but also just in general, like things we like. And we included the audience in that too. It was a lot of fun.
We also did cosplay. As
Yeah, it
promised.
was kind of Halloween hangover.
It was kind of Halloween hangover.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, my Cloud Strife Final Fantasy VII outfit
Gave you a lot of strife.
gave me a lot of strife. It also didn't really look like Cloud, so I guess you/the audience called me Puff instead of Cloud.
Yeah, poof and puff.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
you taught me a new word because we don't
Yes.
have that word in here in America.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Yeah.
anyway, long
Yeah.
story short, there was a fantastically fun episode where we talked about what we actually like that nobody knows about.
Yes.
So our hobbies and stuff. Unfortunately, in this teaser clip, we talked about a lot of things. And this teaser clip only focused on my micro fishing.
Where you use your micro pole. that was what you said, though. You did. You have to use your
Yes.
micro pole for that specific hobby. Yeah. Anyway.
So we talked about what we love to do.
Yep.
What we love to eat, our favorite colors, just all that real good stuff.
Yeah.
So you can get to
It
know
so-
us. And it was
sounds,
very
sounds
funny.
boring, but it wasn't. It
No,
was mad
very
fun. It was
funny.
mad fun.
If you want to get to know us a little better,
Yeah. Come and join us for a good little laugh and a drink.
yes.
You know?
And it was very fun to go to
Yeah.
patreon.com/ADV podcast. Support us at the Xiaoban Ho tier.
We'd love that.
Not only will you get that episode, you'll get all the 100-something plus episodes we've done before.
Exactly.
And everything going forward. And it's the best way to support us too. So please consider it if you want to see that and all the other crazy stuff we've done. It's not always a free-for-all like this, by the way. We've taken you inside a Chinese hospital and broken down everything there.
Oh, yeah.
We've taken you inside of China's alcohol industry and broken down everything there. There's a lot of things that we do on that show. It's a full show.
It's a full
every
show.
Monday.
It's not like the China show. It's something completely different. We do focus on specific things, and we do like to talk about things that we can't really cover on the main show. So please join us if you have the means. We'd love to see you there.
Yes. Come on! This is a horny-headed chub, which is not really conducive to the jokes we've been making, isn't it?
Anyway,
Yes.
you had an interesting article you wanted to share with everyone. This is Worldview, by the way, somehow, except it's actually got something to do with China.
That's okay.
So this
And
is
no,
Worldview.
it's
Everything in the world,
international.
specifically with regards to China, right?
It's always like that, isn't it?
It
Let's
is.
be honest.
So what is this article you wanted to share?
So there was a math prodigy that was viral on social media there. Go figure that a math prodigy would be viral in China. But that's just how it is.
It is.
People care about math there. That's fine. And it's good. But it turns out that this particular math prodigy was a cheater. Was a cheater, pumpkin eater.
I bet you that even though they cheated, their maths is so much better than the average person
Oh,
in
yeah.
the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they probably cheated by like, I don't know, moving a decimal or something.
Yeah, it could have been. The final results of this particular competition were found out to be fraudulent.
Okay.
And I guess they removed her from the final results. But it sucks because all these people that put in the effort and actually played by the rules and memorized the facts and did the formulas and all this stuff were sidelined for a long time for this internet celebrity to just take off into the stratosphere, earn we don't know how much money, right?
Yeah.
Get all kinds of fame, now notoriety, like bad fame, we can
Yeah.
say. Infamous. And it just shows that this is rampant in China.
It's horrible.
It's everywhere. It's in every facet of society, whether it's the Gaokao final exam that gets you placement at a university or a job promotion or anything. There is so much cheating involved. in everything.
There's a very sad story that I remember that came to light not that long ago, where a teacher finally kind of broke down and admitted that, to get a high score means you get into a good university in China, right? So there was a rich parent bribed the teacher to make sure that their child got the high score. And so what happened is, because it is pretty well monitored, it's difficult to cheat the system.
Yeah.
Okay. What she did was, there was a poor girl from a more rural kind of background who did very well. And then the rich, like lazy student did poorly. And what she did was she swapped the names. So because you can't really scrutinize this kind of thing. So what happened was the poor rural student who worked really hard ended up not even being able to get into college, and then just carried on in life and kind of had to do menial jobs and all that kind of stuff. And the scumbag, rich bribe cheater got to go into university and kind of sail through life. And then she obviously felt guilty about this for years, and then finally like wrote apologies and
if
stuff.
that's the one that came out, think about how much that happened.
It's just,
right?
it's sad.
Yeah,
it's
it is
sad. And I hate that kind of thing happens in China, and it does happen a lot.
It does. Moving on to our next article. All these are linked down below, so you can read them at length. U.S. agency warns employees about phone use amid ongoing China hack. China hacked a bunch of U.S. telecoms. Still trying to figure out what's going on there and all the details and stuff. But I guess the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau told its workers to reduce the use of cell phones for work due to risk from China-linked telecom intrusion. What I wanted to say about this was whether you're a victim or not, or whether you could be targeted for this or not. This shows China's intention right now.
I mean yeah.
They're hacking U.S. telecoms industries, hacking government employees. Like this is, it's out.
Is that okay? I mean,
it's not, right? Like, but yet we're supposed to just sit back and be like, oh, China's just an
Temu.com.
adversarial power.
Yeah,
China's
let's
an
order
adversarial
something.
power, and let's order stuff from China because we don't care.
Where's
You know what I mean?
Jeff?
Taking a Temu.
Yeah, he's in the bathroom taking a Temu. But that's the thing. You're absolutely right. If America was caught literally going and hacking, I don't know, let's say
Millions
millions of Spanish phones or something, surely Spain would be like, America, what the hell
What
are you doing? Get the hell out of here. You better have a good excuse for this. You better not like be doing this. But with China, it's just like, oh, well, we kind of come to expect it.
Yeah, I don't
Did
think
you see
that's
that
right.
J-35 they released?
Yeah.
The new fighter?
Yeah, we're going to do that next show. Yeah.
Next show. But it's exactly the same as the F-35. They stole the plans and made it. And everyone's just like, oh, look at China's new jet.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, they stole it. But everyone just expects it now.
It's kind of sad.
It is. It's like, oh, China stole our top secret stuff.
If I say China hacking, it's just like implied now. And it's like, no, that's not okay.
Why is it okay? Why is it okay? Why is everybody just accepting it? How about like China? No. You're not allowed to release that
Here's some
fighter
sanctions.
jet.
Here's
How
some
about like
punishment.
that fighter jet that you just released? Copyright strike.
Copyright strike.
You
that.
may not release it.
Yes.
Every time.
Copyright strike the fighter jet.
They should like have royalties. You will pay us like $1 billion for each one that you make. Yes. Anyway, let's move on.
Read that one though; it's very interesting, and it links to a bunch of things that have been happening. China's building new villages on its remote Himalayan border. Some appear to have crossed the line. China is doing the very definition of salami slicing, and the maps are actually fascinating. Go check out this article because what China is doing is on its western border with Bhutan and India. In Bhutan, in particular. Bhutan's been this very friendly country to everyone, right? They're a kind of a hermit kingdom in a way, but they are very much like peaceful diplomat. They're very diplomatic, right?
Yeah.
And China goes, well, there's this tiny country on my border. What we're going to do is we're just going to start building villages like in its territory.
Yeah.
And then that becomes China. And they've been doing it. They literally have been doing it. And the citizens they're pushing people out there.
Yeah.
And they're saying, Chinese citizens, go here. We'll pay for everything. We'll pay for your house. We'll build these new buildings and stuff. You're going to go live in these remote mountain villages. It's
like a colony.
Together. It's like a colony. It's quite literally the definition of imperialism.
Yes, it is.
China's an imperialist power.
Yeah, we'll build something in your country, and then we'll move some of our citizens there and say, this was ours all along.
China is a neo-imperialist nation.
Yeah.
It's the neo-imperialist nation.
Yep.
The U.S. is not going to different territories right now and bussing out and shipping out a bunch of American citizens and saying, no, we own this part of your country now.
Yeah.
This
They're
is
not.
what China's doing. It's pretty crazy. They're actively like changing the map of the world.
Yeah, it's insane. Anyway, you have anything else in our little pack here?
I believe there's one more thing. Yeah,
Oh,
China's
yes.
gray zone offensive against Taiwan is backfiring. This is a really, really, really good foreign affairs article. Washington and Taipei must prepare for further escalation. It's about how China, what they've been doing effectively right now with sending all these planes and encircling and doing all these creepy tactics of like bombing runs and like showing that they're going to take back Taiwan. They thought, and this is what China's strategy, I think, has been, is that if you show the show of force to Taiwanese people, they will become more apathetic to wanting to become independent.
Sure.
But the thing, what China doesn't understand is they've convinced themselves of a boogeyman that doesn't exist because Taiwan has never actually wanted to become independent, right? They want the de facto status quo and that they're a country that can operate under the current rules.
Yes.
But China says, no, we'll take you back. You must be stopped. You are pro-independence. No one said that.
Yeah.
There's a very small minority of people that do that, right? They just want what's currently okay.
Sure.
They want peacetime. They want their own laws. They want democracy.
Yes.
They want to be left alone. But when they do all these drills and they encircle them and do that heart around them, that creepy, stalker.
Yeah,
behavior.
Jenny's not your girlfriend, bro.
Yeah, when
Judy,
they do,
sorry, Judy's not your
Judy.
girlfriend.
Yeah, when they do all this stuff, what it's done is that China had thought that pushes people into being more okay with the
future reality that they must be unified.
Yeah.
That, well, it's going to happen anyway. This is just how it is. But what it's done is actually push Taiwanese people more into this idea that, no, we are our own thing. We will stand up for what we have.
Yeah.
So China, the reason it says that Washington and Taipei must prepare for further escalation is that China is going, their hand is going to be forced. Taiwan's not going to just hand themselves over. They're not going to be like, you know what? All right, we've been threatened enough. We're just going to join up with you.
Yeah.
They're ready to fight.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're not going to be taken over by China.
Yeah.
So China's pretty frustrated right now because they don't want to have to invade. It's going to be horrifying.
Sure.
Right. Very good article. Check it out.
Good. Go check it out. It's time now, guys, for our Q&A. Yamcha. This is where we answer your questions and you question our answers. And thank you very much, everybody, for joining us on this live stream today. We understand that right now the popular thing is to be engrossed in the American election cycle and whatnot.
Can we be over with that, please?
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. We understand. And I just want to say one thing about it is I'm happy to see that American people have the choice.
Yeah.
They get
Absolutely.
to have a vote. They get to have their choice and they get to go out. But I also don't like it when people try to inject their politics into your conversation. I'm talking to somebody about the weather.
Especially in this show, guys. This is the China show.
I'm just saying, like I can't vote either way. Sure. But, when I'm talking to people about something else and they're like, oh, Trump this or, Kamala this or, I'm like, come on, dude, like, let's not talk about that. Yeah. I respect your choice. Sure. You made your choice. That's what I like about America is you got to choose.
Yeah.
And you have your personal reasons and whatever they are, I respect that. That's just who you are. So let's not talk about it. Let's answer questions.
I mean, you guys can talk about it all you want, but maybe like in the China show, keep it out of the chat.
Well, I'm just saying in general, it's nice.
I just said that was a symptom.
Yeah, it was a symptom. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of people that I speak to has been very, very
cool. It's
been
reasonable.
It's been one or two people.
Things have toned down a little bit, I think. Yeah.
It's not as bad. I had a lot of people from overseas like, oh, isn't it crazy there right now? I'm like, no.
Okay.
Anyway, let's.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. Let's answer some questions. But before we do, if you're not watching us live, guys, we'll see you next week.
That's right.
And if you're not watching us on the weekend, because Monday we cut this out, this whole Q&A. So for the rest of you, we've loosened the tie. It's time to get going. Let's do it. It's Friday. Time to relax.
Thank you very much. Thondup, thank you very much. Koala 1203. Are you sure the guy that got kicked in the balls is British? Maybe he's British South African. Nice.
No.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Mepsipax. How do you think China will react to Trump's win? If you want my honest answer, state-wise, I mean, they had the normal diplomatic congratulatory messages. It was a kind of celebratory, which was kind of crazy if you go on the Chinese internet. It was pretty wild to see. Kind of unexpected.
Yeah. Well, they've been pushing for both sides, so.
Yeah, that was just
interesting. They've just been pushing division.
Division, yeah. Satoshi Stacker, thank you very much. Dirk the Roy says, I filled out your survey. Thank you very much for doing that.
We appreciate that.
I've been watching since your ADV China days, the China show, and your individual channels. I only found later. That's great.
Wow, that's cool. We like this. We like to think that the show, you guys, our audience here, this in Shabanho, you're our most important audience. We do our own individual channels, but at the end of the day, this is the most important to us.
Yes. Gurrit ZA, thank you very much, from South Africa.
Cool.
Gary
Gurrit.
McBride.
How do you spell it?
Gerrit.
Gerrit.
I said Garrett.
Oh, Garrett. I thought you said Gurrit.
No, I said Garrett.
Garrett, yeah.
I think you said
Gert.
Gert in your head.
No, you said Gert.
I said Garrett. Did I say Gert?
I think you said Gert. I could be wrong. I'll admit defeat here. It's possible I heard that wrong. Gert. No, Garrett. Yeah, thank you.
Gary McBride.
Maybe it's Gerrit.
So in your survey rating of 1 to 10, is 1 or 10 the highest if I would recommend it? I believe 10 would be the highest.
Yes.
Could I have a nothing is going to bother me anymore? First.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. It's been a while.
Nothing would bother me anymore.
You know who said that?
I'm Box.
That's right. Qual 1203. Are you going to use Don't Call Me a Toilet Seat clip as a soundbite? I would love to see Shamata get more attention. I think we could probably pull that off. Christopher Contour. Yeah, I'll write that down. Don't call me toilet seat.
Don't forget new ball sack.
And new ball sack, British, My Brittle Pony.
Yeah, My Brittle Pony. Can I just remind everyone for a second?
My Brittle Pony. Oh boy.
Oh boy,
yeah,
yes,
very funny.
It's pretty funny.
Hopefully he's fine. Hopefully he didn't. Hopefully he didn't say "f you."
Yeah, well, like again, we don't know the
don't know.
circumstances. All we can see is the outcome.
Reach out. Just reach out.
Yeah. What did I do?
Yeah.
What did I
he's-
do?
He sounds genuinely confused.
Yeah.
So.
What did I do?
Christopher says, first time catching you live.
Mm-hmm.
Been watching Winston's China videos for over 10 years. Have a good weekend.
Excellent
you
stuff,
too.
mate. Thank you for sticking around that long. I really appreciate it.
Dirk DeRoy says, enjoy your weekend and unlike horny-headed chubs, stay awesome.
Yeah,
What's
exactly.
wrong with horny-headed chubs? They're sweet
Stupidest
fish.
name ever.
They have horns
Yeah, I know.
and they're chubs.
I know. But come on, somebody
They're
who
cute.
made up that name, they were like, yes, this is perfect. You know that? They were like, yes.
I think it's probably quite an old name.
He's like, I can get away with this. You know what I'm saying?
This fish.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yes. And I can say it's scientific too.
Yes. It's like the guy who named Blue-footed Booby or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like all those weird names of animals.
This
Some
is what
dude's
should
like,
have happened, though.
Let's just say his horny-headed chub is this is compromised, I believe.
That's
Is his name horny-headed chub?
Yeah.
No, it's My Brittle Pony.
Yeah, My Brittle Pony. Yeah.
Hunter Lewis says, with that, the visceral, the guttural, and his ponytail is such
I
a
know.
curveball because he looks
It's-
old.
Yeah, he
right?
looks like he shouldn't
Probably
be trying to be
70.
cool, you know?
Yeah.
You get to a stage in your life where being cool is just not interesting anymore.
Bro's 70 years old and he has a pony.
Yeah, he's got a little ponytail.
He looks about 70, right?
Yeah,
Around there.
Who knows? He might be much younger. He could be in his late 50s or
Oh,
something.
you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, the British weather can really age a man.
They do. That winds on
Yeah,
the winds of Blackpool or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you'll see. You go there. You go there. It can be rough.
Yeah.
It can be beautiful.
I'll check
too.
it out.
Yeah.
Hunter Lewis, love what you guys do.
you.
Anyway, can you get your videos on Spotify? They already are. Go to Spotify and type in The China Show.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
at
to
least the
listen at
audio
work.
version is.
Well, he says I like to listen at work.
Yeah.
And then try to find out where I was in the video later. Oh, I see. Yeah, the audio version's on Spotify, so listen
Yes.
to it there. And guys, quick reminder, if you go to wherever you listen to podcasts, look up The China Show, Spotify or Apple or whatever.
iHeartRadio
or whatever the
one of
fringe
those.
ones are.
Yeah, all those other cool ones that you
All those
use.
great, awesome ones that you chose, which mean they're great for you. Type in The China Show, give it a follow, and that would super, super help us out.
Yeah.
For real.
Thanks.
Philip says, great to catch you live. Starfish Hitler, please.
Oh, you certainly shall receive one of those. Stupidest villain ever.
That is actually a crab.
Yeah.
At least call it Crab Hitler.
Crab Hitler. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
You wouldn't dress up like a donkey and then wear like a fish costume.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
right.
It doesn't make sense.
Stallion Hitler, but it's a donkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elstrom Care, some beer money, and keep up with the excellent informative work you do.
Thank you.
Know you guys or Long Pig. Do a know you.
You know what's interesting? You know, he says we're running in Yang.
Yeah.
In that, like, cement truck concrete driver, he was saying that. Yeah.
He was.
Rooney de
Well, no,
Nyang.
he was saying Town.
Sound need
don't
Yang.
need to say
It's the
that.
same thing, though. It's the
No, it
same
is.
thing. It means the same, just different words.
It's true. Dragonella says this stuff makes you laugh. The stuff that makes you laugh is often the same that makes you cry. Combining humor with news is a really good move. Love the balance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dragonella,
Appreciate
for
it.
appreciating that. PG Up says, I'm a 19-year-old fan. Been so for about a year. I wish more people my age would bother to learn more about the world and more about China. You two do it the best. Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
We
That's very
appreciate that a
nice.
lot. And thanks for joining us.
Tell your friends. Qual1203 says, with all the recent divisions that happened here recently, I'm glad I get to be with all you guys here in the China Show family.
Yep.
That's the thing, is that we are all unified in both entertainment and the truth.
Yeah, and the weird thing is it doesn't matter what your politics are.
We don't care.
Yeah.
We have communists that watch us.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing. You can have whatever. It doesn't make me hate. And I've never been like that. Like, if somebody supports an opposing political party, I don't hate them for it. I might think like, oh, you suck in my mind, or I might think like you're making some wrong choices, but I'm not going to be like, well, now you're my enemy.
No, never.
It's never
Not
like
in this
that.
show.
And just in life in general.
Yeah.
And that way you can get along with people better, you know?
Absolutely. Definitely a perfect antidote to all the negativity we're fed with.
Dude,
Hope
yeah, get
everyone here has a
along,
great
be
day.
kind, be nice.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Peace, love, harmony.
Yeah, work together.
Yeah. For real.
Find balance.
Yeah. Yin yang.
Something like that.
Cool S.
That cool S is so awesome.
It is.
And it just doesn't belong to Stussy like everyone thinks.
No, hey, everyone thinks that.
Yeah, I did.
So everyone is you.
Yes.
This is a little insight into your mind. That's what should happen to you for thinking that.
Look it up.
No
Look
one
it up.
thinks that.
Look it up. Just look up cool S and Stussy. Like everybody used to think it was the Stussy logo for some reason.
That's a poll.
Yeah.
We can't go this long, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Did you think Cool S was from the brand Stussy?
So what is Stussy anyway? What does it even mean?
I don't know. It's Sussy.
I used to have a Stussy T-shirt and I liked it a lot, like a black one with
I think
just
I
white
did.
Stussy on
I
it
think
or
I
whatever.
did. Yeah.
How do you
It's some
pronounce
skateboard.
that?
It's probably Stussy.
Is it Stussy?
It's a shit name.
Is it Stussy?
Sorry, sponsor us. We love you.
Is it?
You're the best. We
Is
want
it
your sponsors.
Stussy? Like I mean, you know,
Go
skateboarding.
fill out that survey so we can get a Stussy sponsor.
By the way, like skateboarding stuff is cool.
Yeah, sweet.
I
love
like
skateboarding stuff.
skateboarding stuff. You know.
Me too. Yvonne Zed says, thoroughly enjoying the recent lives. Been much needed fun. Thank you as always. Another super fabulous episode. Stay safe and well. Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Buck says, how many versions of Ballsack do you guys have? Only 2, I believe.
We actually have more.
Yeah, but right here.
Yeah, right now. I'll give you one.
Right here.
That's the original.
Doc Slothington said something that I'm scared to read because it might come to fruition.
What's that?
Petition to change from Lao winners to Chubs.
No, absolutely
Hey,
not.
Chubs! Imagine I start
No.
my video. It's your boy, Lawa86. Hey, Chubs! You don't think that'll work?
You're not allowed to do that.
What are you going to give me?
If you did do that, I would have to give you this.
I already got rid of Lawa. My Brittle Pony is getting a lot of airtime.
This poor guy.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're making sure that this incident of his gets the attention it deserves.
Exactly. This is important stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you know, his holiday was ruined.
True. Maybe not.
I feel
Maybe not. Maybe it was
what?
secret fetish achieved.
No,
No.
no. I'll be honest with you though. Like something like that happens to you, it'll really sour your experience of a country.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you go to Shanghai and you get scammed by like a tea scammer or whatever. Many people do. Kind of ruins your entire experience and your entire image of the country is just like ruined.
For sure.
I mean,
Dean says, was it your first time voting in the U.S., Winston? No, he did not. He
no,
cannot.
I didn't vote. I
That
can't.
would be wrong.
I can't.
No.
I'm not allowed to vote. I'm not a citizen. You have to be an actual citizen, like a naturalized citizen,
Absolutely.
to vote. And if I were voting, then I'd be breaking the law, and I don't do that. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
That's why Simon Belmont Castlevania whipped you.
Yeah,
You
yeah, exactly.
cannot vote and do not vote.
Not yet.
You will someday.
Yep.
Hopefully. By the way, if you're wondering how far I am in my Castlevania saga, I am still currently at the end of now, I should say, Portrait of a Ruin.
Nice.
I still have a lot more to go.
Can you guys hear this in the background? Can you hear it? I feel like they can hear it.
Yes, I'm sure they could hear it.
Sounds you can visualize. You know what I mean?
OMG, Castlevania news on Maine. That was only in Shaban, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a
Oh,
Shaban
I'm
thing.
currently, guys, if you're here, I'm currently playing through every single Castlevania game.
I even got him the Tiger Electronics
Yes,
version.
every one. I'm halfway through all of them.
Yeah, it's cool.
Meaning I finished half of them. I'm not halfway through every one.
That'd be kind of lame. Oh, halfway point and cut it out
To the
here. Yeah,
next
it's
one.
like that's it. I'm done. Yeah,
Yes.
let's move on.
Oh yeah, says little barbecue massage
Okay, sure. Where is
Kink?
that even?
for us squares, please. What?
A what?
Don't make this sexual.
No, it's weird. I'm trying to find the barbecue massage. It'll be here. There it is. No, sorry, wrong one.
Sarai. And it cuts back to that.
I'm
My
sorry.
Brittle Pony.
Yeah, it's around
Petition
here
for My Brittle
somewhere.
Pony to do an interview. If you want to come on the show, I'll put him on.
Yeah,
You
for
gonna put him
sure.
on?
We should put him on. 100%.
My Brittle Pony, reach out. We'll put you on. You can state your case.
Yeah, I'm
let
not
you.
finding the barbecue massage. I know it's around.
We would
here.
also let the guy who slapped him state his case. And Ball Kick Lady, I would let her state her case, but unfortunately, probably won't see the show.
No, definitely not. I'm not finding a barbecue massage.
Is it gone?
No, it's here somewhere.
Oh, well.
It's complicated. Oh, there it is. Cool.
Space Wizard finishing us off here with, you lost when your political views become your personality.
I agree.
I agree. Did you? I didn't even see you throw in that soundbite.
Yeah,
that's a rare cut.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay, what was the poll?
The poll was, do you think that cool ass was from the brand Stussy? 72% said no.
Yeah, that means there was a percentage that said yes.
What? You can't do this.
No, I can.
It's
I said
lost.
people. Yeah, I said people, not everyone. Did I say
the majority of people did not?
Yes, and I concede.
Okay,
that is
good.
correct.
Good.
A lot of people
Glad
did
you can
think.
concede.
What?
I'm glad you can concede.
Yeah, I can. It's possible, Not everyone's right all the time.
Simultaneously playing all the Castlevania games. Gotta see Milk.
Yeah, like you got them all over. You're like, yeah, that's gonna be bad. One after the other.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Is that it?
That's it.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for joining us for this breaking episode today, guys. So nice to have you here. Thank you for being a part of this very important conversation. Hope you have a great weekend and chill out.
A what weekend?
Oh, great weekend. Seriously, though, get some rest, do whatever you want to do, have some fun. If you're working, stay strong, go out there, earn them bucks.
Do what you want to do. Honor the Sabbath.
You can't say do what you want to do because then there'd be chaos.
What if there's no rules?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, do within the bounds of the law. I think
there really might be no rules.
Okay, well, whatever you guys do, have fun. Can't wait to see you next week. We'll see the guys for Shaban Ho. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, see you on Monday. Definitely join. If you have the means, get over there on Facebook.
We'd love to see you there. It's going to be a fun
one.
Yeah, as always. And we'll see you in other videos and so on. Either way, stay awesome. And